Good afternoon, everybody. Now, today we will be discussing monopoly as one of the most important forms of market. This week, we were discussing about the market structures. I have already stated in the lesson plan the perfect competition market. Now, I will be discussing monopoly. Okay. Now, the term monopoly is derived from the two Greek words, namely monos and polos. Monos means single and polos means a seller. So, you can understand that monopoly is a market where only one seller prevails. Now, what is the definition of the market? It is a market structure in which there exists only a single seller of the product which has no close substitutes. Okay, no close substitute. No close substitute we will be discussing afterwards. Now, what is the example of the monopoly market? You see, Indian Railways. Indian Railways is a government monopoly, government ownership. Then the State Electricity Board provides electricity to the state. That is also a monopoly because it's a single seller. Now come to the features. The first feature is single seller. Monopoly is a market situation where there is a single seller or producer of the commodity. And what happens? Because he is a single seller, he has total influence on the supply of the commodity. Total influence on the supply of the commodity. If he doesn't supply, there will be no commodity in the market. Similarly, what happens? Buyers are large. Buyers are large, but the seller is single. After that come to what I said, absence of close substitute. Okay. Now, what is a substitute? Goods which can be easily used for each other and are available at the same price are known as close substitutes. But you see, because he is a single seller, so in this market, there are no close substitutes. Because if there were close substitutes in the monopoly market, then what will happen? Competition will prevail and monopoly will not exist. So, there is absence of close substitutes. But you see, sometimes distant substitutes may exist. Distant substitutes may exist but those are very costly. For example, electricity. You see, electricity, distant substitute are the generators, but they are very costly. Basically, there are no close substitutes. After that, come to closed entry. In perfect competition, what we saw, there were freedom of entry and exit. That means there were no legal restrictions. But here, there are legal restrictions. And what are those restrictions? The restrictions are in the form of patent rights, copyrights, government laws, etc. And because of these restrictions, no other seller can enter the market. And that is why the monopolist always incurs supernormal profit. Supernormal profit means that revenue is greater than cost. But in perfect competition, what you saw? Normal profit. So these monopolist always enjoys supernormal profit both in the short run and in the long run. Because long run, a single firm only constitutes the industry. Okay? And after that, price maker. I have said monopolist is a single seller market and it has considerable influence on the supply. So, monopolist is a price maker and not a price setter. After that come possibility of price discrimination. This is a special feature of the monopoly market. Monopolies discriminates price. For the same commodity, monopolies charges different prices in different markets. And this is known as price discrimination. It refers to a situation when the monopolist sells the same product to different buyers at two or different prices for reasons not associated with difference in the cost of supplying the product to different consumers. We know why the price differs if the cost of production differs. But here you see the same seller is producing the product. Cost of production is not differentiating, but he is charging different prices of his product in different markets based on his demand. For example, you see a lawyer charges different fees from different categories of consumers. Doctor charges different fees from different categories of consumers. Okay, State Electricity Board provides electricity at cheaper rates for agriculture than for domestic use. Okay, so you see these are the features of monopoly market. Now how the question will come? It can come in 8 or 7 marks. With the definition 4 marks. Always 4 points you should explain, and whenever you will be writing the definition, example is must. If the definition comes in 2 marks, example is must. Define monopoly. Okay, and also you see separate question can come on price discrimination. Define price discrimination. Definition with example. Clear? So this is for today. Thank you.